I can't say enough times how happy I am to have you here with me in this 7-day Wild Woman Journaling Challenge. Welcome. I'm Kathy Mercure, and I came out as a story healer in the last year or so. It's a scary thing to own your power, but I did it, and now I own my story healer moniker because it truly is my gift. And I want you to know that it's my solemn vow to never judge you. As I wrote in a recent blog, I'm learning to be the mother that I didn't have. Don't get me wrong. I had a good mother, but she had 6 kids to deal with, and once I was out of the baby stage, if we weren't bleeding or killing each other, we were left more or less on our own, or more or less to our own devices. There was always someone older to look after us, or really boss us around anyway. I want to tell you a story about me, though. Some of you may have heard it before if you've taken any of my courses, but it's one of those things I remember as a child that was a transformational event, and not of the good kind. Although now I look on it as it was meant to be. I've been a writer since I first learned how to write. I love to tell stories, and sometimes I used to tell them to get out of trouble. And by grade 4, we were into writing stories at school. Excuse me. I remember being in Miss Stewart's class, and in early October, she asked us to write a story about Halloween and how it began. I don't remember the story I wrote, but I do remember my teacher's glowing praise and the big gold dot she put on my assignment, which was the highest grade in her class. I was so excited to show my mother my amazing story that I'm pretty sure my feet didn't even touch the ground on the way home. When I got home and proudly handed it to her, she was chopping carrots for our evening meal. I remember that thwap, thwap, thwap as she cut the carrots. She sighed, wiped her hands on her apron, and read my story. I was all smiles and squirming because I expected her praise and a hug or something. But instead I got, "Where did you copy this from?" My 9-year-old ears didn't hear it as a question. I heard it as an accusation. I was so hurt by this. So if there was ever a chance for me to take up fiction writing as a profession, that squashed any chance of it right then and there. Now I don't feel worthy of being a fiction writer. Maybe one day, but right now it's really not important to me. Because as I said, I think I found my path. I tell this story now without much emotion, not like it used to be when I first told it. I used to cry every time. And I tell it without emotion because I've spent a lot of time journaling through my childhood stuff. I realize now that it never stopped me from finding my true path anyway. My true path is this. It's helping you to find and tell your own stories so that you can heal them too. And in the process, you're healing your own little girl that cries inside of you. Although I now know how much my mother truly loved me, I didn't feel her love with the hugs and words of encouragement that I needed. Instead, her love was shown with gifts and food. The only time Mom ever had time for me, and only me, was when I was sick. I wasn't a sickly child, but I surely reveled in her attention. I'm telling you all of this because I still have a hurt little girl inside of me. And then, although we're healing together, she still needs mothering. You can surely be the mother in your inner child that you never had, like me. But if you need me, that is really my gift. Even though I never had biological children of my own, I have such a strong mother bear instinct. I can hold you tenderly in my heart and comfort you and hold space for you as you work through your pain. You are not alone. We all share your pain. You are not alone. I've been helping women to journal their way to peace for several years now, but in the past year, Spirit has been stripping away all of my layers of resistance and limiting beliefs to get to the core of who I am, a wild woman with a wild child inside of her. I am a story healer. This is my superpower. I see the light and the beautiful soul of the wild woman that you are. I see the truth of your soul, your divinity, your sacredness. I see the brilliance that you cannot fully see in yourself. Journaling is my medicine, and it will help you heal. Yes, I want to know your joy, but your pain is every bit as important. Your darkness is sacred. Your vulnerability is precious. I want to nestle your heart tenderly to my bosom so that you can look at your darkness through my eyes. I'm the mother I wish I had when I was a child, and I can be yours too if you need me. When I look at you and I see beauty, healing, authenticity. I see you as a wild woman. I see miracles, magic, and gentle grace. Yes, I see the wounding. I acknowledge it. I honor it. But I also know that your wounding does not define you. It makes you the beautiful, tender, compassionate soul that you are. I celebrate you until you can see your own radiant beauty. I don't fix you. You fix yourself by realizing that you were never broken in the first place. So again, welcome to the 7-day Wild Woman Journaling Challenge. If you have resistance to journaling, I want you to know that it's likely that wounded wild child inside of you that is trying to protect herself. Walk with her. Gently hold her hand, and over the course of this week, you will discover that the size and the power we give this resistance to journaling will be vastly out of sync with reality. It will be so much easier once it's done. You'll see how easy it really was. If you do this, if you write in your journal despite your resistance and fear, I promise, eventually your journal will set you free. It will become your greatest ally, not your enemy. And finally, even if you're not feeling fear and don't think you're afraid, you are resisting something if you're not able to write. Writer's block has been around for as long as there have been storytellers painting on cave walls. I promise this is by far the hardest day, the getting started and putting pen to paper day. For the rest of the challenge, I'll guide you by giving you writing prompts that will help your soul begin speaking to you. Believe me, even if you think your mind is blank, your brain is constantly talking to you. It will throw up all kinds of crazy. Write down every word you hear, and eventually you'll break through the thin crust and get down to the molten core of what your soul has to say. And that's because you begin to focus on what you're hearing and the act of writing. It's called selective attention. Your brain can only truly focus on one thing at a time. Whatever you focus on gets your attention. When you pay attention to the rhythm of writing, it slows down the hamster wheel of your awake beta brain state and allows the alpha waves of a meditative or flow state to take over. You can ask your resistance questions like, why do you say that? What does that mean? Or, and then what will happen? And just follow it wherever it leads you. I believe the key to all of this resistance is to learn to follow rather than trying to control. Control leads to criticism and surface writing. Allowing leads to flow and connection to the infinite source of knowing that we are all part of. So, tears, rage, sorrow, fears, joy, welcome it all. Or at least allow whatever comes to come and get it out. I call this clearing the crud out of your pipes writing. And some of us will need to do this every single day before we answer the journaling prompts in this challenge. It's okay to do this. You're not a failure if it happens. This is exactly what Morning Pages from Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way is all about. Clearing the crud out of your pipes creates a pathway between your soul, your heart, to your brain, allowing the words to flow through to your pen. This is the golden space where you discover all kinds of insights and aha moments. And please don't worry that what you write isn't what you thought you would write, or even if it's answering the topic of the day. You may write a memory or a story. You may write great heaving gobs of emotion. You may write poetry, a list of words. You might doodle, or you may challenge your soul, which is really what this is about. Welcome whatever comes. Bring it up to the light and let it go. That's how you do it. There's no easy button. So now, get to it. Set the timer for 25 minutes and go. If you're only breaking through the crust at 25 minutes, keep going if you can. Write until your hand is cramped and you can't hold the pen anymore. The best thing that can possibly happen is that you reach a contented state of empty tiredness. Good luck. I know you can do it. I don't even need to wish you good luck because I know you can do it. I've had about 8,000 students who have done this before you. You've got this, I promise. When you're done, please share your experiences on our journaling page using #day1. The hashtag, if you don't know, is that number sign. So #day1, no spaces, so I can find your thoughts and respond to you. The hashtag is also how I will know who's eligible for the participation rewards. Thanks for watching. I'll be in the group today and especially between noon and 3 p.m. Eastern Time each day, and also from 6 to 8 almost every evening. I'm here to help you and support you and witness your journey in any way I can. I'm sending you warm hugs, and I'll see you in our group. Bye.